weekly 3 sessions will be there. Please do join, everyone. Okay, so let's meet our coach, Swati. Swati Gupta, B2B sales. She's a B2B sales management expert and consultative selling revenue strategist, corporate behavior skills trainer also. In year 2012, she got an opportunity to work with a company in education industry, and she started to understand that this industry could be her career calling. So she started to explore, understand towards it. She started her career as assistant manager for different functional domain of education, where she used to work with different marketing to create brand awareness and presence in the market. And her highlights, like she trained more than 3000 plus engineering students for the Gen Next program in Maharashtra. Her first corporate training was automobile gained Maruti Suzuki Limited, where she delivered soft skills and sales training to the employees and vendor of the company. Then she has followed the years, like she bagged like her portfolio with the companies like Delight Consulting Limited, Hyderabad, Latson and Turbo, Bangalore, Maruti Suzuki, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Bangalore, GKB's Optical Private Limited, Kolkata, Bangalore, S Bank, Bangalore, Koshi's Group of Institutions, Bangalore, Bajaj Alliance, Hyundai Transport System Private Limited. Oh my God, it's like a very awesome bio, Swati. Welcome to Harki platform here. Thank you so much, and
All
very
right.
happy to see you here in the platform.
Thank you so much, and let's start the session. Frankly, she has told about me that I am a behavioral skills coach, sales coach, and many things. But let me just put forward myself and say, right now I am been positioned myself, and I am only the sales coach at this point of time because I just want a niche to be created for myself. So I'm right now a simple sales coach at this point of time. Of course, the companies that I've worked with is enormous. I have more than 55 companies that I'm working with currently. Few are MNCs and few are small industry. That's about me. Okay, my first question to each one of you is that have you seen did you get up in the morning and see a mirror in the morning? Sometimes you see mirror in the mirror sometimes in a day. Yes, Ishpita. Yes, everybody sees that, right? Just imagine that if suppose you see mirror in the morning and the mirror has been blank out or it has a black kind of, some cloth. How do you feel? How do you
Yeah,
feel?
not great.
Huh?
Not great, of course.
Exactly. You don't feel great now. So exactly that's the feeling that I have right now because I feel like I'm talking to myself only. So can you please switch on your camera so that I can see all your beautiful faces? It's very difficult personally to talk to yourself because I have to see myself only just to be interactive.
Can I turn my camera on after 10 minutes maybe? I didn't have a time to have lunch. I had meetings, so I just got
Okay,
time to have lunch.
sure. All right. I'm on camera. Thank you. Where are you? I can't see you. Okay, chalo, let's start. So how are you all? Why are you here? Why are you all here? Why have you joined this course? Unmute yourself, raise your hand, unmute yourself and tell me. Yes, Ishpita.
So my career has been in multiple places. I've been a chef for 4 years. I've been a full stack developer for 3 years.
Mhm.
So I've just started my career as a pre-sales. I've joined as pre-sales because but I work in a startup. So then I do pre-sales plus sales, like how the startup works basically.
Okay.
So I really want to learn, and my target is at least get 5 companies per year, but which is not happening right now, and I struggle a lot. So I'll talk about it if I have more time to speak about the challenges that I face every day while connecting with other people.
Certainly, I'll do that. Yes, somebody else tell me. Jaya.
I've been on career break. My previous role was into sales, and I love connecting to people. That's what make me happy. Now I want to get back to work. Forget about getting back to work. I want to connect with more people, and definitely reskilling is going to help. So that's why I joined the session.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for saying that. Anybody else who would like to share their thoughts? Why have they joined this course?
Yeah, myself Nagashri. Previously, I was working in technical domain for some maintenance projects, but I had to take a career break for almost 4 years in between. Again, I rejoined, but again I was due to some personal issues, I had to quit job. Since February, I am on break. So I wanted to shift to sales domain so that so I wanted to learn. I wanted to get to know in this domain how it works out for me, and even I'm interested in marketing and sales domain actually.
Okay.
So I have joined this program.
Amazing. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Nageshri.
thank you.
Okay, so Nisha, tell me. You raised your hand. You're on mute in case you're speaking.
Uh, hi, Swati.
Hi, Nisha.
Myself Nisha. So by education also, I'm a sales and marketing professional in management, and post that I have also worked in many companies into sales only. So I started
Okay.
my career in an educational sector, wherein I was into teaching as well as also selling the products of the company. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went on to the banking sector, where again I was into sales and personal loan department and credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Then switched on to retail, wherein again we were handling various stores in the South India region, and was working as a sales professional, meeting targets, training people, and managing the stores to increase the sales. So post that, due to personal reasons, I quit my job, and I started my own venture into an e-commerce company, which I
Mm-hmm.
continued for around 5 years into e-commerce business, and then later on joined into a consultancy firm of my own. So this consultancy firm is more into IT. So just wanted to get back to sales. So since I've been cut off with the market and I was into my own venture for such a long time and still going on in that, I just want to come back to the corporate, and that's the reason I'm here.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Now let's start this. Let's start the slide. The slide is just to support me. That's it. You have to understand or you have to listen to what I would be saying much more than that. This is just to support me. Okay, so welcome you all for this platform of Hargi. We are going to talk about today very basic, that is women sales networking. It's a sales training program. It's been conducted by me. My name is Swati Gupta. I currently stay in Bangalore. It's been 10 years I'm in Bangalore. Okay, now my first very basic question to each one of you are, what do you think about yourself? Are you a salesperson or you are not a salesperson? Deep down, if I ask you this question, are you a salesperson? If yes, good or a decent one, or are you not a salesperson at all?
Salesperson.
You're a salesperson. Fair. And why
I'm
do you say
also
that?
into sales. Yeah,
Because
I'm
I've
also.
been doing this for, for past 10, 14 years, and into this profession. So I feel that I'm convincing enough to sell anything underneath me or
Amazing.
given a opportunity.
Fair enough. Amazing, Nisha. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Vaishali, what do you
Yeah,
think? Because your screen pops up.
yeah, I am. I am a salesperson, and I'm a great salesperson.
And what makes you say that?
Because I do facilitation for improving sales performance of so many organizations. And my reason to join this particular program was to understand what is currently trending in the sales world.
Oh, for that reason, let me tell you, this is going to be very basic. If you need that kind of content from me, get on one-on-one with me. I can help you with a lot of that, because that's a very customized thing. Okay. So yes, but of course, I am sure you might have a lot of knowledge, but let's also get to know that what exactly I have to pitch over here. Anybody who thinks that they are not a good salesperson? Anybody who thinks?
So I can sell a product if I'm talking to the person like face to face.
Okay.
Like that way I can maybe, I'm not selling great because I've just started my career, but I'm good in speaking because as a chef I had to speak to the customers, vendors. So I had to handle a lot of critical situations at that time. So I'm good when I'm speaking to the person in front of me. But if it's over a call, then I'm not the right person. So that's
Okay, fair.
done.
Okay. Anybody else? So everybody is a salesperson. Okay. Let me tell you, this is basically a slide which actually comes because when people say they're not good at salesperson, so I ask them a question. Just imagine a situation where you wanted something very badly in your life. It could be like you want to do some education, you want to go out, you want to go for a solo trip, you want to get something in your life where somebody who is not in favor with, where you have to actually take a consent from. And how have you actually convinced them? Is basically what I want to tell you. So everybody under the sky is a salesperson. Everybody. Now, when I say everybody, where are the situations where you sell? Trust me, it is as basic as a parent selling the kids to do the homework so that they can actually be on the track. It's as basic as teacher telling to a student that you should actually take care of your time so that it has been valued. So you sell every time, every moment. And you should be proud of that. And you know what? Let me tell you, if you Google research right now also, just research what are the top 10 skills which are required by 2030. Let me tell you, the skills, the first will come as AI, ML, data analytics, digital marketing, and all of that stuff. But in that top 10, sales come. And if you want to actually grow in your life, you need to understand the sales. Now, I'll give you a very backup thing on that. All the people in the world who have really created niche for themselves, say it Jeff Bezos, say it Tesla ka owner, say it Mark Zuckerberg, say it anybody in India, say it Ambani, say in Tata, say it anybody that you can think of. They started their career with the sales. Because sales is the backbone of everything. Do you agree with this? Do you don't agree with this?
Correct.
So it's very important that you understand sales, because I'm telling you, if today, say for example, you all are here with different agenda, maybe after 2 years, you might come up and say, you know what, I today want to start my own business. As somebody just said that they are into the consultancy of IT and they want to start their business. This is an entrepreneurship. Now, believe me, if you don't know how to sell your product or your service, no salesperson in your company can do that for you. Because the way you would be selling would be entirely different. So you need to be a good salesperson. And for that, becoming a good salesperson, you need to understand sales as a fundamental, not what is there on the internet. There's a very big difference. Now, very simple question to each one of you, as you are from the sales, what do you mean by sales? Tell me what sales is according to you.
Convincing the client that they should consider us as their partner. At least in my profession, that is what I'm trying to sell every day.
Okay, fair. So you're telling that your client should consider you, that you are going to, considering their products.
Yeah. So we are provide professional services. So we should be their professional services partner. So that's what I need to convince when I'm connecting with someone.
Fair. Anybody else? What sales is?
Bringing our ideas, our thoughts into another person's brain.
Okay, fair. Anybody else?
Convincing
Transaction. Sorry, please go ahead. Transaction of ideas, niche services in exchange of like a value.
Okay. Rupa told that she absolutely good what you said. Rupa told something else. Rupa said, one second. What did Rupa said? Why this is not working? Okay. Rupa said that sales is understanding the need of your customer and find gaps where we can fit our solution. Okay. What sales is? Somebody else who would like to tell me?
bridging the gap between the what is required by the customer and what our product or service can bring in that to fill that gap.
Correct. So what everybody said is absolutely right, but there is a basic fundamental of sales, okay? The basic thing is sell means to serve. Now, what you said actually fits into that. Now, I'll ask you a question. Give me an example for this. What is a recent purchase you have done? Anybody, what is a recent purchase you have done? Tell Dipti.
Groceries in Blinkit.
Okay. So basically you got a grocery, right? From the Blinkit, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So did they serve you?
Yes.
What did they serve you?
They serve my need, like whatever I have placed the order, they have given it home delivery.
What time did you got that Blinkit at?
Within 10 minutes.
No. What time have you ordered that order? When time? Today is what? It is now it's 2:50.
Yesterday.
1:30?
Evening 4 o'clock, like that.
Okay, yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
Okay. So basically, sales is to serve. You have to understand whatever you are saying is absolutely right. So a person has a need and there is a gap and you're serving that thing. So basically, always understand you can't sell people unless and until there are 3 or 4 fundamentals to it. One is they have to have a need for it. They need to have a want for it. They need to have a FOMO for it, or they need to have emotions for it. So there has to be a need, there has to be a want, there has to be a FOMO, or there has to be an emotions behind it. Otherwise, you can't sell a person anything. Now, I'll give you a very simple example. Even if something is there, say for example, you need a product. Okay, now suppose you want something in your example. How would you give an example? Okay, now I'll give you an example. Say, for example, you have everything in your kitchen. Now, even if I come and tell you that, you know what, you should actually upgrade your kitchen for XYZ reason, unless until there is a need and a want to it, then only you will take that care and say, okay, let's talk about it. So ultimately, I'm serving you. You have to always understand that there has to be a need, want. So whoever says that I want to position myself as I'm their partner or something like that, no, it's just their need, their want, which I'm serving as. All the products are sold on need, wants, and FOMO. Are you getting what am I trying to say?
Yes.
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 All right. So you have to remember the basic fundamental that it is to serve. Now, once you remember this line, and you know what happens, why you have to remember this line? Now, if you sit in front of a customer, okay, and when you tell them, when your mindset is to serve them, so your questions, the way you approach, the way you give the presentation, the way you talk about your product changes. Believe me. And the moment you sit down there and you have this mindset, oh, I have to sell him this product, no matter what, the questions, the body language, the way you project your the product completely changes. And trust me, everybody in this world is smart enough to identify that whether you are there as a salesperson to help them, serve them, or to sell them. And this is a truth. Nobody wants to get sold. They want to buy. The moment people get a feeling that they are being sold, you will not buy from them. Now, I'll give you a very simple example. Say, for example, you go to an exhibition, okay? Now, I'm sure every lady must have gone to an exhibition here, correct? True?
Yes.
Now you get 1 or 2 dresses or kurtas or something from that particular canopy. Now what happens is you buy that willingly. You buy that very willingly. But at the end, when that person starts to pitch you, okay, this is also very good, why don't you buy this? Oh, this is also very good, why don't you buy this? And he starts to showing you more and more, whereas you have made the decision, okay, I'm going to only buy 2 products from him. But then he indirectly or directly tries to pitch you more and more so that his sales has been done. Now you tell me thoroughly, how many products have you bought in that extra things? How many times have you bought in that zone of extras which he has showed you after you made up your mind of buying the first two products? Either you buy the new product and exchange with the old product, or you say, no, bhaiya, ho gaya mera, I'm going to just stick down to what I have told. Or you will say, ki nahi, now you got so irritated, you will say, okay, I don't want to buy two product, I'll buy only one product. Have you done that ever?
No.
Yes.
Most of the time people do that. You know why? Because you don't realize subconsciously you have accepted that he's selling me. And as a feeling, the moment the feelings come that you are getting sold, you don't want to buy. I was just told at the initial of this session that somebody is telling that they are into sales and they're not able to convert their sales. You know why? Because your mindset would be, okay, I want to sell them. Just stop that mindset for next 30 days and trust me, the way you will generate the pipeline, you have no idea about it. Because always remember, people don't like to get sold. They like to buy. Are you getting the concept? Sales is to serve why. And it's a very powerful thing. It changes the whole game of your selling. Right? So what do you think? What is the secret of selling? Is there any secret of selling?
Good communication skill. Like to understand when you should speak, when you should listen.
Correct. When you should speak and when you should listen. Okay, fair. Anybody else? What is the secret of selling?
To create
How
to
to
understand the need and requirement of the customer.
One second. You have to raise the hand. Let me just point out your name and then speak. Please, because there would be... Okay, Niyati, go ahead. Okay, Shweta, sorry. Give me 1 second. Shweta, go ahead.
Yeah, so we need to try to understand about prospects' need and requirement. The first thing, which is very important before trying to sell or to convince that person to buy your product or services.
Okay, good. Niyati.
So understand the client requirement, what they actually want, what they're looking at, and I have to actually sell them what we can offer them, what is going to fit into their scenario and how that is going to help them out in the long run.
Okay, fair, good. Anybody else? What is the secret of good selling?
Empathy.
Empathy, okay. Fair. Anybody else? There's only two things. What you said is right. Always remember the intent has to be clear, and second one, you are honestly have to care for the people. This is a secret of good selling. Whether you're selling in real estate, IT, SaaS, manufacturing, education, edtech, automobile, any industry under the sky, you have to always remember the secret is always to have the right intent. Now, when I say a right intent, I'll give you a real example. So I had a real career of sales into B2B for 15 years. I was actually a salesperson for 15 years. I'm telling you, there were a lot of time that people were ready to pay me the amount for my product and services. But trust me, I have told them, you need to go from here because this product which I am selling you is not going to serve or not going to solve the challenge that you're having right now. Trust me, it could have just taken me 1 second to sign the deal with them, but I have let them go. You know why? Because my intent was extremely clear with them that it is not going to help you. And to an extent, I'm telling you frankly, I have done that in my life. I have given them my competitor's number. Please go and approach them because this problem is going to get solved there. But however, against that, of course, I'm a salesperson, so I cannot be stupid enough. Against that, I have asked them 5 reference where the conversion has to be at least 1 or 2. So the value deal which I used to have from them, I got a double value of that. Are you getting? That intention has to be clear. Don't sell when the product or fitment doesn't solve their problem. So always remember one thing, always. People don't buy the product or service that you are selling. They buy the solutions to your problem. Solutions to their problem. They never buy your product and service. Even if you tell me, oh, today I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you, say for example, I have, suppose I need a straightener, a good straightener, okay, for my hair straightening. Now, today I have an amazing straightener in my home. Today you come and tell me, oh, why don't you buy this straightener? This straightener is going to give you this, this is going to give you that, this is what it is going to help you with X, Y, Z. But the point is, I don't want it now. So I would not buy it. Are you getting what am I trying to understand? Hello? Am I freezed? So your intent has to be clear and you have to honestly care for people. Trust me, these are the basic fundamentals of the sales. And most of the people, 95% of the people in this world, trust me, forgets that. When they're into sales, they forget that. And it's a fact, no matter what. It's a very conscious thing that you have to keep on reminding to yourself, oh, this is not about me or my product or my solution. It's about their problem and their solution. You have to keep on reminding. I'm telling you, the way you protect your body from having junk, you have to protect your mind of getting the wrong fundamentals of sales in your mind. It is that consciously you have to do that. Is it that people don't buy your product and service? They only and only buy the problem or the solutions to their problem. It's that specific. All right. So always remember that sales is a mind game. It's our mind and their mind. That's it. Nothing more than that. You have to take care of two minds. And it's the most difficult task on the world. If you are a salesperson, even if you're good, bad, decent, doesn't matter. If you are going in the market and selling something as a product, as a profession, pat your bag and say, I'm doing a good job. Because sales is the most difficult. HR is easy, operation is easy, IT is easy, coding is at point of time easy, but most difficult part among the whole of the functionality is the sales. Because here you're dealing with minds, and mind is the most complex thing. Agree or disagree?
Completely agree. I've been the developer
Right?
also,
So-
working as a sales also.
You agree, right?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. So what's the difference between marketing and sales? Basic question.
Marketing will be like making people aware of my solutions, and sales is make them buying that solution.
Absolutely bang on. So marketing is basically that this is what my product is, and sales is when the people purchase that, when they pay you the revenue. So always remember, when there is no revenue, there is no sales. When there is no exchange of money, not even barter, money, there is no sales. Basic fundamental, but trust me, a lot of people still don't know the difference between marketing and the sales. So let's learn the rule like a pro and then break it like an artist. It's a very old saying. So let's now deep down into what exactly sales are. So sales is a part of marketing and not the other way around. People say other way around. Most of the people say other way around. Okay, so there are sales process. Do you know what are sales process? There are steps to sales process. What do you think? What are they?
Meeting customers.
Okay, perfect. Meeting customer, then?
Analyzing their needs and then giving them the apt solutions.
Okay. Yes, Meera, correct. What else steps could be there?
And
Yes,
then
Niyati.
handling objections.
Okay, handling objections. Correct. Okay, thank you. Niyati.
So find out the category where I can actually sell the product. First would be that, and then find out the customers who would be actually interested, calling them initially, and then find out what they are willing to explore, And if they are interested, we can go and actually set up an appointment and meet them in person and convince them about the products and services that we are using. And then that can actually go out, and in the long term, we can go into the sales transaction.
Fair. Yes, Sneha. Thank you, Niyati.
Market, need, gap analyzation, solution, closure.
Okay, fair. Ishmita.
So I feel that the first very important step is to understand the right potential clients that we want to have a meeting with, and to gate that meeting, because that's where I struggle the most. That to get that first meeting, like forget about selling my product, first to make them agree to meet me in the first place. I think that's the most challenging part in sales process. Then it comes understanding problem, then closing deal. That comes much later, I feel.
Okay, fair. Thank you. Yashwata.
So as per me, the sales process are first of all identifying the right market depending upon what I'm trying to sell, finding out the right prospect, finding out the right ICP, then making them aware what's the purpose of my having a discussion with them. I mean, basically, in a simple term, lead generation. And once we have the conversation, then trying to qualify that lead, depending upon asking the questions, trying to do the band qualification, and understanding their need, how soon they really want this solution to be implemented. Then, based on their requirement, doing an assessment and the solution presentation, mainly towards the demo side, then handling the objections, and then I believe after that, talking about the closing the deal, I mean the costing part and everything. And definitely to every salesperson, once the sale is done, we shouldn't be forgetting that account, because having a post sales follow up is the something which actually help us in terms of building a good relationship, which can actually give us a more revenue in future while doing a upsell and cross sell.
Amazing. So are you from the sales background, Shweta?
I was.
Okay, fair. So what you said, everybody said is right, but let me just change you a bit. What you said was a target market and the target audience, and when you take the word call as ICP, they are not a part of sales process. They are a part of marketing. That's where the people get confused. My question was very simple, that what is a sales process? And what you said on the later part is basically the sales process. So basically it's prospecting, exactly finding out, okay, this is a person, you have an ICP for sure. And then you identify, these are the people who gets into my category and this is my prospecting. Then you have an initial conversation with them. Then you qualify them. Then you actually present your solutions with them. Then you handle the objections. Then you close a deal and follow up with them. Negotiation and follow up with them or close a deal. So these are basically 7 steps of sales process. When I say sales process, only this 7 steps come. Target market, target audience, and everything comes into the marketing segment. They are not part of sales, because you will not go and talk about, oh, this is my target market. You don't do that technically. It's a work for some other people. So everybody, these are the 7 steps of sales process. The reason of telling you is over here is that if you miss any of this, the chances are increasing every time by 15% that the deal will not happen with you. There are chances the deal will get off in between. So you have to somehow try and manage all the steps. Some steps could be bigger, some steps could be smaller. That's absolutely okay. But you have to follow the steps. That's what exactly I'm saying. The first one is prospecting. What does a prospecting means?
It is meeting customers, generating a customer list actually.
Exactly. So first step of sales cycle, everybody knows, but you have to now understand from a different point of view. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? Why are we doing a prospecting? What is an ultimate goal of it?
To understand the need.
No, prospecting is to have more and more conversions. Now I'll ask you one question. Do you people have had or is struggling to have completed their target, to complete their targets? Do you people face a challenge of not completing their targets ever?
Yeah. through the second meeting, we realized that we are not the right partner for them. This is not what
No,
they're
no,
looking for.
no, that was not my question. My question is, if suppose you are into sales or you were into sales and you are into sales, do you feel that you're not completing the target given by the company, or you choosing yourself the target?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. How many of you had faced this problem? Shweta, yes. How many of you have faced this problem that people are saying you, oh, you're not completing your target, and you know that you're not completing your target? Do you really think it's a problem of the sales?
Yes.
How many of you feel it's a problem of the sales?
Yeah, I feel I am not good at it, I feel.
Okay. Dipti, you want to say something?
No, I'm just telling that yes, it is a problem of sales.
No. Let me be very challenging on this and tell you this is not a problem of sales. This is a problem of a pipeline. The lesser the pipeline you have, the more the chances are that you will not complete your sales target. And trust me, if you do not have enough pipeline on your plate, I'm so sorry to say that every salesperson becomes a beggar at the end of the day. And you know what? I'll tell you something very, very counter thing. We feel that when we are selling something, okay, when we sell something, they become like a beggar. Aap humse kharid lo, aap humse kharid lo. This is what we are doing. This is what we are going to help you. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. You will get this, that, etc., etc. Okay, but trust me, if you are selling the right person, you don't need to be a beggar at one point of time. And secondly, when you don't, and when you have the good pipeline, you have the authority to tell them, no, this is what my pricing is, and this is what I'm going to work at. The problem is never with the conversions. The problem is that you don't have a pipeline for the conversions. And that's where people don't understand. And I'll tell you frankly, in today's world, anywhere in this world, any industry that you picked up, the maximum conversion is 5 to 7% only. So if somebody comes and says, you know, my percentage conversion in my industry percentage is 15, bullshitting. That is not possible because the competition is so high. So basically, to compete that, you need to have a good pipeline. And for that good pipeline, you should be actually prospecting every day and day out and day night. Now, you exactly know what is prospecting. But let me tell you, it's a prime duty of a salesperson that every day, if that person is technically working for 7 hours a day, in that 7 hours, 1 hour or 60 minutes or 1.5 hours, it should go into finding the prospective clients. But this is not what is happening on the real show. What they're doing is they would be really going back to the same client. They would be asking here and there. They would be doing X, Y, Z. They will get into the operation of the work. They will get into the finance of the work. They'll do everything of the work, but they will not do the prospecting, which is the prime responsibility of a salesperson. So the problem is never a conversion. The problem is that you do not have enough pipeline. And for the enough pipeline, you need to actually understand whom are you targeting to. So that becomes your prospecting. Are you getting the reversal of it? Hello.
Yeah.
Anybody who is not understanding or doesn't who wants to challenge my view, I'm okay to do that.
What is reversal of it?
Reversal as in what people is doing now. Okay, I am doing prospecting. Okay, today I'll do the prospecting for 2 hours. Tomorrow I would not do because yesterday I did for 2 hours. That's exactly the basic mindset of sales. People don't do prospecting. If you're technically working for 7 hours a day, 1 hour, that is 60 minutes, should be on new prospecting. 1 hour should be retouching to the prospect which you have done in the last 1 week. 1 hour should be basically to talk with the last 1 month where your prospecting have been done. And the rest 4 hours, you do conversion, you do negotiation, you do follow-ups, you do conversions, whatever you want to do. That's how your 7 hours should be and ideally divided. So prospecting is a lead generation. Always, always remember that if you want to have more and more conversions, you need to have more and more prospecting day by day, day by day, day by day. Not even single day should be gone without a prospecting. Till today, even if I have established myself every day, I prospect at least 20 new people, because out of that 20 people, believe me, only 5 people will respond to me. Out of that 5 people, only 1 people will say, okay, I want to work with you at your terms and conditions. Rest 15 people reject till date. Yes, Nisha.
Swati, I have a question for you. How do you generate prospect? I mean, what strategy is to be used when you have to generate a prospect? Suppose it's a new product altogether. Say it's a software, maybe just for an example, a software that you're trying to sell, and the markets, you know the market, but you know that there are many competitors who are already working in that market. So
Okay.
how do you strategize to build the prospect?
Okay, Nisha. Okay, now I would be very specifically answer to Nisha's question. Please understand from her perspective. Now I understand, Nisha, it's an IT company, right?
Yeah.
Now I'll tell
Means
you,
just
Nisha.
giving an example, because I feel that now IT companies are coming with more and more softwares and other stuff. So when we have to look at generating a prospect for them, as suppose they have given us the task of selling the product, and we have to generate prospect for them, and how do we strategize to bring that prospect out?
Sure. So Nisha, I'll tell you this. Let's talk about an IT company. It's an example to each one of you. Now, I am sure you must have heard this, or maybe if not, then let me tell you. There is a recent news which has come up last year stating that the IT companies around 11 billions in the world. Okay, this is a news which is there. That IT company is an 11 billion industry. Okay. Now, let me tell you frankly, there is something called as TAM. Have you heard this word called as TAM? Anybody? TAM? That's total addressable market. Okay, total addressable market. Now, for example, if I am a company, okay, I have started some project of mine, which is an IT solution. I say, oh, I have created this product, and this product is, I am working with the 11 billion industry. Trust me, when I say I have developed a product in the 11 billion industry, my ideal customer profile would be only and only 400. That's the fact ratio. Now, for that, your ICP should be so concrete that out of that 400 people, only 40 people will give you the business. And that's exactly what you need to target at. And that is the reason, Nisha, why IT industry never go horizontally. They always grow, I'm so sorry. They never grow vertically. They always grow horizontally, which means that every time the IT company has to find out a new product which is helping the solutions for a new TAM.
No, but how do we actually get a prospect? One way is like you have databases, you call up, the existing people who are using particular product of a similar category. But if it is a total in all, my product is something different, but I don't want to, tap the old users who are actually using that product. If I have to generate a new set of customer, how do I do it?
LinkedIn, referral, joint ventures, advertisements, email marketing, connecting, cold calling, walking into the offices and knocking the door. This is all I can think of right now at this point of time. But there are many more than this. I'm talking about generation right
Swati,
now.
that would not be marketing, basically, nor when we are doing all this kind of stuff.
No.
Will it be sales?
It is a pure sales. It's a pure sales. Now ask me why this is sales, because lead generation comes into sales. So when you actually approach to a people on LinkedIn and say, oh, hi, this is what my name is Nisha Runta and this is what I'm doing. Can we just connect what exactly you're doing? So this is the lead generation, because you're just trying to prospect him, whether he's the one person who would like to have interest in your business. Email marketing is basically a part of marketing, but if you have a mail ID and if you're very targetedly shooting to some people, it's a sales.
Got it.
Reference, referral, both are different. Downselling, joint ventures, these are all different strategies of lead generations, prospecting. IT works very beautifully with joint ventures. If I have the time at the end, I'll explain you what exactly joint venture is. All right. So this is prospecting. Always remember that prospecting is very important, because the more and more you create a prospect, the more you have the pipeline. The more you have the pipeline, the conversions would be very high. Trust me, any industry under the sky has only 5% of conversion ratio in today's competitive world. So you have to only target to that 5 people. That's it. For that, you need to talk to 50 people, as simple as that. That's a real thing. So if you say, oh, I'll talk to 10 people and 5 people should get converted, you are leaving the wrong illusions. It is not going to happen. It is never going to happen. All right. So that's prospecting. Why are we doing prospecting? Prospecting actually is towards a sales conversion, because ultimately now the whole game of marketing has been taken care of. Now it's your part. Hi, Shweta. Just mute yourself. Thank you. So prospecting is basically targeting towards sales conversions. It is to have a qualified leads and focus on the sales funnel. Just forget about all this words, are technical words. Now let's talk the real thing. What is the initial meeting? I'm telling you, there are basic things I have written over there, but I'll tell you what is the importance of that. Smile. It's the most underrated thing under the sky. Just go to any consumer products. Say, for example, you go to Chroma or Reliance or something. Trust me, the way these people handle you, don't feel like purchasing. Has that ever happened to you? Right? Do you agree? One smile can turn off the whole day. I'll ask you a very simple question. I don't know how many people are sensitive here, but I was very sensitive at one point of time. So what happened was, if suppose when I was working, when I used to say somebody a good morning and somebody says me, yeah, good morning, my half an hour used to go in thinking, why he said to me like that? What happened? Now my whole brain is getting calculated. Oh, I did something wrong. Did I say something about him? Or did I do something wrong? It is that important. That smile is. It can solve, it can, actually mind stuck you for some time. Does that happen with you?
Not for me.
Not for me. Amazing. So you're not that sensitive. I was very sensitive. How many people are sensitive here?
Me.
Vaishali.
Yeah.
Not me. Okay. So whoever are sensitive, trust me, people, one smile can change the whole context of it. So what I'm trying to say is that when you do an initial meeting with your client, always start with a smile. It's a very basic thing, but we forget to smile, because when we sit in front of them and when we start talking about sales, we forget, the whole mindset is to sell. Basic thing, initial meeting, greet warmly. It's very important. Now, after all of these, start asking questions. Questions are very important, because you have to understand what is the pain point of the customer who is sitting in front of you. What is that he wants? What is that the problem he's facing? What is that if he doesn't solve that problem at this point of time, what is the cost to him? You have to understand this last line very carefully. So what you question typically, what the salesperson, oh, what are you here for? What are you looking at? What is your budget? When do you want it? All of these are very typical questions. But let me tell you, one question that changes the whole game of the sales is, If you ask a question, say for example, if you don't buy this product now, what is the cost that you will bear? What is the cost that you will bear? Are you getting it? Hello? Okay, girls, you need to switch on your cameras quickly.
So I have a question, which is like before you get the first meeting. It's like I know what are my targeted clients, but then through these email campaigns, LinkedIn messages, everything. But how do you make them agree to get that first meeting? Like what kind of message should go so that they don't think like I'm trying to sell? I'm just trying to understand their problem and not sell in the first place.
No. So when you say email marketing, what is the message going? That is the first message, right?
Yeah, but they don't open the email in the first place, most of the cases.
So that's the email marketing problem. So you have to change the concept of the email marketing.
Okay, and even in cold calling.
No, that's a different concept altogether, Ishpita. This is not the topic for the marketing here. That's a different thing. I can help you that individually, no doubt about it. But that is something that doesn't come here right now, because email marketing is different. I have to understand your product. I have to understand what are you solving. How is your pitch going right now? Is there any alteration you have to do? What I'm trying to put over here is that when you actually have a meeting, once the meeting has been already set, you have to ask questions like, if you don't buy the product or your service at this point of time, what is the cost that you're going to pay? How fast are you looking for the solution? What is that is causing you the main pain point? Now, when I say main pain point, people say, oh, I'm having this A pain point. But trust me, you have to re-question that. If you say, if you solve this thing, then you actually solve the problem. They say, no, the things are something else. Now, they themselves don't know what is the pain problem. So it's your responsibility to get down to that main pain problem, which they themselves don't know. Because half of the customer lives on the surface area. So when I typically ask question to somebody, say for example, if I'm talking to some client and I say they want a sales training from me, example, now they say me, oh, my people do not have a conversion thing. Now they do not have a lot of conversions. Now I say, if I give them 100 ways of having a conversion strategy, does that solve your problem? They say, no. The problem is not the conversion. The problem is they don't know how to upsell and cross sell. Now the problem is, now I give them the trip of the upsell and cross sell. They say, oh, no, it still doesn't solve my problem, because my problem is not cross sell and upsell, which I can train them on. The problem is they themselves are not go-getter. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Now, these are the real pain points. So when you ask questions, now I'm not talking about just leave the initial meeting. Listen to me what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, to understand the pain point, don't just focus on what he says. When he says, oh, I have this X problem, repeat that X problem and say, if I solve this problem of yours, is your problem solved? If the answer is yes, then that is the main pain problem. Because most of the people will come and say you, no, this is not the thing. Oh, I can take care of this. This is what my real problem is. Then again, if you re-question them, they will again come up with a new thing. So all the people who are into sales and not able to start an initial conversation, understand what is the cost that they're going to pay if they don't buy the product and service right now. That's exactly where you get the pain problem. This is exactly the process of the sales. Now, when you say smile, greet, warmly, this you all people know. I'm just making you a reminder call on that. But what is my main agenda is, how do you do an approach step? Are you getting that? Learn more about the customer. In the flow, you have to ask, oh, what is that he's having problem? What is that he wants to know? What is that he has been taken care of? What is the financial condition of that person? How many people are there in that decision-making process? Is he the only one, or somebody else is also there in the decision-making? You know what happens is, sometimes it happens with a lot of insurance companies. Insurance person go to a person, he explained him, oh, you should be buying this health insurance, and everything is going amazingly fit and fine. Now he says, absolutely, today I do not, tomorrow you come at the same time, I'll give you the check, we'll buy this health insurance. Now he goes back home in the evening, he talks with his wife or maybe somebody in the family कि आज ऐसा एक बंदा आया था, वो insurance के बारे में बता रहा था, मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक और insurance ले लेता हूँ, and the wife says, why do you require one more health insurance? We already have 3 health insurance. Are you getting? So ultimately he goes and talks and he says no to the other person. Now, because you have not done the right information about the customer in the initial meeting, so it is not the customer's fault, it is your fault because you did not figure out who is a decision maker in the company. Are you getting? Yes, Neha.
Yeah. Yes.
So does this question doesn't require a salesperson to be experienced to go in detail to ask and analyze these part? Otherwise, it's not like bugging off the customer too much that why you are going inside, I don't want to share the details.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry with the question. Come again with the question.
Yeah, as you mentioned to these basic steps which are mentioned on the slide, that's okay. But you are telling about to letting know the customer more. Will not the customer feel more bugged around that why you want to know the details around? Sometimes it happens that why they want to stop at that point. So does the salesperson need that much experience and expertise to handle these sensitively, or is it like any person can move around with these questions?
No. You have to be very smart to ask this question. So you have a checklist to ask the questions. Come on, right? But you cannot ask you, okay, now, Swati, I'm going to ask you 10 questions which talks about you as a person. You don't do that, right? But what you do in the middle is like you talk about, okay, what is that you're solving right now? Oh, you're doing this. So you purchase this when? Okay. So you only took the decisions about it. So you have to very smartly ask all the questions which is there on your list, but it has to be not in the same sync. It has to be based on how the temperament of the client is going or a customer is going. But the question has to be clearly done. Because if you don't ask the question, if you don't have an answer for that questions in the first meeting, the chances are you will have a lot of objection at the end. It's not that you will not have a deal. What I'm not saying that you're not going to have a deal. What I'm saying at this point of time is you will have a lot of objection at the end. So the questions are going to be asked, but you have to ask very smartly, very subtly, and very under the line. And it's an art. Now, frankly, looking at me, you might find me that I'm coming across as a very authoritative person, okay? Because now I'm in a speaking mode. But trust me, when I'm in a conversation with a person, I go very subtle. There's a personality change altogether for me. I become very subtle. Oh, right. Come on. Absolutely. So how do you do that? Acha. So you have been doing this again and again. Oh, nice. Then I stop that whole conversation there only and I change to the whole new topic. Then I'll talk about it. Then again, I'll bring him back to the fun topic because my questions are not over here. It's in my mind what questions and the clarity I need to have. So you should be well prepared what you want at that point of time. What do you want to know from that customer? So when I go to every client, believe me, my questions are there on the piece of paper. I know what questions, 10 questions I need to get an answers for. Because this 10th question will help me understand whether my product is giving them a solution or not giving them a solution. Simple as that. So at least I have the right to put them into a follow-up situation or conversion situation. Are you getting what am I trying to say?
Yes.
Everyone. A lot of people are not interactive. Right? So this is what? Then follow up, say thank you notes, personalized interaction. I'll tell you one of the thank you notes which I have started doing right now as all of my clients is, if you're comfortable, please go ahead and do that. Whenever I have a client meeting, I actually video shoot by the name. Hi Nisha, thank you so. Hi Nidhi, thank you so much for your wonderful time. It was great talking to you. Look forward to have a connection with you. Look forward to have a collaboration with you. This is a video note which I send them on the WhatsApp message. It's a new trend which is going on, by the way. It's just a personalized interaction that I do. And I send, even if I talk to 10 people in a day, 10 people I'll customize. It takes just 30 seconds to create that scripted video. I actually hold my mobile like this and I video shoot. Okay. Anybody who is not comfortable with video shooting of themselves? Everybody is good, right? So do that. That's an amazing thing. That's a very powerful thing. People don't remember your name, but people will always remember your face. Why? Because 90% of the world population works on visual. 5% works on auditory and 5% works on kinesis. So this is the fundamental truth. So please use and leverage what is there in the world. All right. Now, let's come into the next thing. So when you have an initial meeting, always remember, if this bend, B-A-N-T, bend, is not done right, your first initial meeting is not successful. And don't consider yourself as a great salesperson at that point of time. Say that you're a good salesperson, but you need to work still. Now, a great salesperson. Just give me 1 second. Nirav, I am in a session of sales. Just give me 1 hour. Hello? Nirav, in a session of sales, give me 1 hour. Hello? I'm so sorry. So if you don't do that bend, that is budget, authority, need, and time. Now, how do you ask these questions? Is that, I understand this is a problem. You are actually looking at solution. So you are the only one person who will be taking decision, or somebody else is taking decisions on, you are trying to connect with somebody else also for the decision making. Now he'll say, no, I go to my team member, I go to my partner, and I talk to them, I'll discuss with them, because most of the people go and discuss with somebody, okay? Now, I'll tell you very smartly, ask the number of that person. You know why? Tell them, can you just share me the number of that person? It might be very strong. This line has to come as a very strong thing. See, and tell them a justification reason. See, my reason is not to overpass you, surpass you, nothing like that. The reason of connecting with that person is that I'll be speaking the same thing that I have spoken to you. The only reason is that I would be in a better position to explain them what exactly my product or service is. Because I'm sure when you have come to me, you have discussed already that you need for a solution. Now, if I explain my product to your team partner, now when you people sit together, you're on the same page. Tell them, this is a line. Trust me, this works beautifully. This is a tried and tested line. I talk to every authority that they are involved in the decision making. If there are 5 people, I'll talk to all 5 people and say, I have got your number from this person, and the reason of connecting with you is this. The reason is only to connect with you with this. The only reason is I'll explain you about myself and my product so that when you sit together, you are on the same page. That's it. Does that make good for sound to you? Do that. Your conversion ratio increases by 10% of that 5%. When you talk to every authority. Second, understand the need is there or not. That is happening in the initial meeting. Third, when do you want to close this deal? If you are looking to close this deal in next 6 months, then put them into a follow-up system. I'll tell you a very simple thing. I don't know if that works with every industry or it doesn't work with every industry. So what fundamental I follow is, so I meet somebody, okay, within 24 hours, I retouch base them. Within 7 hours, I will give them a reminder that we are talking in this context. Within 30 days or maybe 25 days, I again touch base with them. Let's close the deal. If that deal is not closed with 24/7 on 30 days, I put that person number, email ID into follow-up system, but they are not on my prime conversion ratios. Because anything that not happens in 30 days will not happen for another 2 months also. Because they are not in hurry. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
Hello? Only one person is saying me hello. Yes. Okay. So this is exactly what is happening. So budget, authority, need, and time. This is how you have to figure out. Trust me, authority is a very powerful thing. If there are 5 stakeholders in the decision making, please connect to each one of them and tell them I'm going to connect with them. The only reason to connect with them is that I would be in the better position to explain about my product and my service and to give you the leverage to discuss the conclusion and not my product and services. That's where you increases your chance of conversions. This is a strategy now. Are you getting?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So pre-preparation and pre-approach, let's leave that. Okay. So how do you do a basic pre-approach and pre-preparation? Let me tell you. So when you reach to a clientele, okay, when you understand a clientele or when you go to a client, you at least understand the basic of it. What is the industry? What is the company size? What is the latest company news which is going in the market? How many decision makers are there? Please use something called as LinkedIn. It is the most powerful tool. You get everything under the company page. Their roles. Always remember their responsibility. Read their responsibilities in case in their about sections, if they have written about what they do. Trust me, you get a fair idea how exactly you have to pitch them. Are you getting what am I saying?
Yes.
What are their pain points? Second thing, know about your product in and out. Believe me, God is in details. You will only be able to communicate with that authority when you know the details about the product. Okay, now I'll give you a simple example. Okay, yesterday I was into some coaching, okay, personalized coaching to a company. It's a small company. They wanted to go, they are actually at the revenue of 60 lakhs per month. They want to go to 1.5 CR next by the September. Now they have a sales team of 5 people. So I'm actually training them personally on the sales coaching. Good salespeople, amazing salespeople. I started asking them questions about their product. So they are into home stop solutions. Now they had water heater. So I asked them, this is a water heater, correct? Amazing. Now tell me what you have inside. So they told me it has a coiled copper. Okay. Now when I told them what is coiled copper, can you wrapped copper or coiled copper? So they said me, oh, this is a copper. Manika, what is a copper? They did not know the basic answer of copper. I said, what is the specialization? Why you're charging them, like for example, 30,000-40,000 for a geyser, when the other competitors are giving at the same thing at 25,000? Why would I not buy 25,000? The simple is they could not justify that. You know why? Because they could not even say one line that mine is a copper, okay, and the product that you're comparing with has an aluminum inside the body. Now, what is an aluminum and what is a copper? You have to understand to that level, what is that you're solving the problem as. The copper solves or saves the water heater for another 2 years, which saves your costing by, if you're buying a product for 30,000, now that product is working for 5 years, 30,000 divided by 5, which comes out to be 300 rupees per month. And then I'm giving you extra of 2 years. Now, this is how you understand the business. When you talk about sales. Now, this is where you click a person. Are you getting? That is God in the details. Are you understanding? Hello?
Yeah. So I think they often look for, like, if I take your services, what is the percentage of, they always look for that number. Okay, efficiency will increase by 25%, like that kind of things.
Correct. Now, if I say that efficiency increased by 25%, can you explain me what is an efficiency for you? Now, this is a God in the details. If you know that parameter, then you can sit. You know what? Once you know the efficiency, this efficiency is increased by 25% if somebody told you and you have just copy pasted that. Now, if I really ask you, Ipshita, what is efficiency by 25%? You would not be able to explain. The moment you don't explain me, the trust is gone, zero.
Yeah.
Now, if you sit down and say, yes, I can explain you. Now, let's divide that. Sit with a calculator and a paper and tell me this is how the 25% increases. Now, Trust me, after you answer this question, he will not even bargain with you. I can challenge you on that. And if you don't answer this, now the second thing the client does it to bring you down on the costing. That's a basic psychology of every customer. Even I do the same. Even you do the same. Are you getting?
Yeah.
So always remember, God is in detail. Get your product in and out. So every slide, when I was preparing here, I had imagination of last participants that was there in this program. So I'm conducting this program from many, many months. So of course, I did not know who is coming for this session. But of course, I had minds on my last participant. So I started creating my content thinking that people, what if they ask me this question? What if they ask me that question? Are you getting? गर्ल्स यहाँ पे ना एसी भी नहीं चल रहा है, मेरे ना पसीने छूट गए, कम से कम हाँ तो बोल दो.
Yes.
थैंक यू. कसम से वो एसी भी नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे. यस जय. यस जय, टेल मी.
That was by mistake. Sorry, Swati.
No worries. All right. So that is what exactly you have to do the preparation. Your preparation should be done every day. Please go and read about your industry. Please go and talk to different people. Please go and understand your product a little more extra than what you know today. That's what exactly you have to do. And always remember, you can't close a deal every time on the first call. So you have to always remember what is that prime objective that you want from the call or that communication at the first part, and then get into that. So if suppose if I go to a meeting, I'm a sales coach, of course. So if I go to a meeting and it's a first meeting, my first objective that I have in my mind is that I have to make sure that I get into the zone in such a way that the person who is sitting in front of me has to ask me this question, can you send me a proposal? This is an objective. Now, this is what I want in my first meeting. And you know what happens? It's my responsibility as a team, as a salesperson, to figure out the ways that he should come to a conclusion that he wants to have a proposal from me. And it has to come from his mouth, not my mouth. I cannot say him, can I send you a proposal? He has to say me, send me a proposal. That's where the edge comes. Are you getting? So every meeting, there should be a proposal. There should be a clear objective. Now, let's say I have sent the proposal. Now the second meeting when I would be handling with them, now it's two things that I want to do. Either I want to close the deal with him, or I want to actually talk about the money or the value that I'm going to bring on table. And the third meeting would be on the call where the conversion is there or it's not there. Simple as that. I don't follow up more than that. Come on, it's my thing. But in different industry, follow-ups happen for 4 times, 5 times, 7 times. So trust me, follow-up, the business comes into follow-ups. But I am saying my fundamentals. I don't follow up after that. I keep them in my loop, but I keep on messaging them every month, every 15 days. Now, you must be actually... Let me tell you, Akhlekya is there, right? Is there? From Herky? Is she
Yes,
there?
Swati.
Yes. So Akhlekya, you tell me one thing. Did I not message you every month what's happening for our project? What's happening for your project?
Yes, Swati, come again.
Did I not message you every month on a particular date? What's happening for the project? What is that?
Yeah.
This is just a follow-up technique.
Yes.
I am into their database. I am conducting for a year-long contract. It's a contract. Still, I follow up with them.
Yeah, true.
It's not that I don't have different projects, but follow-up is a sales process. All right. Presenting solution. Remember one thing. It's a very tricky stage. People, even if you tell them, it's 1 rupee, they will say, oh, it's so expensive. 1 rupiya. People say that way. So it's a very tricky thing. You have to always remember the give and the take balance. So always understand that you have to give the X amount, the money that you take is a X, and you give them the 2X value of it. Simple as that. Don't try to give them 5X. That's not how the industries work. So always remember, what you take from them, give them 2X to that, and full stop there. For more additional services, there is a money involved with that. But always remember to value the money. Now, how do you present yourself? First, what's in there for me? If you are my client, say for example, if Nidhi Shah is my client, okay, it's never about me. It's never about Swati Gupta. It's about always Nidhi. Nidhi ko kya fayda hai? Always talk in their terms. Okay, now I'll give you a real example for this. There was a meeting, okay, this is a real example that has happened with one of my clients, okay. They actually was into IT solution. They were actually targeting to Australian continent. There was a mobile giant in Australia where somehow they got in connect with the CEO of that Australian client. And believe me, when I say a big giant, it is a $1 billion company, not even million, $1 billion company. Now what happened was that it was a slot for half an hour. Now, typically the presentation is, oh, we are this, we have this many, we are headquartered here, we have this many branches, this is what we have done, this is what our product is, this is what our solution is, this is how our customer is happening. This is what has happened for 10 minutes. The CEO of that mobile company stood up and said to that actually presenter, which was also a director of that $1 million company, sir, it is half an hour given to you. What's in there for me? Can you come to the point? आप कौन हो, कहां से हो, हमने अपना रिसर्च कर लिया है, हमारे लिए क्या है आप वो बताओ. And trust me, that deal was not closed. So always remember the power of presentation. When you talk in front of somebody, people, it has to be what's in there for them. Tell stories, tell benefits. Okay, now benefits is, for example, if I go and purchase a Kanjivaram sari. Okay, what is Kanjivaram? Why should I buy a Kanjivaram sari? Oh, it is made up of mulberry silk. Oh, it is this much thread. It is that. This is a feature. Mera kya fayda usme? It's an evergreen sari. It is not going to get ruined for next 100 years. The design doesn't go out of the context. People feel that you're rich when you wear a Kanjivaram sari. That's a benefit. Are you getting?
So does a deck is better, or just talking about it's much better? Do they actually look at the deck, or do they get bored the moment they see there's a presentation?
No, I'm sorry. Come again with the question.
So when they're talking to them and telling them about our case studies and everything, right? So a deck is helpful, or it's better to just speak about it?
No, I didn't got the question. So what are you talking about?
Like you said, no, like if you have a half an hour of meeting with the potential client, so explaining about our products, about our company, a presentation is a better approach, or just talking about it is a better approach?
No, presentation, but in a different way. So what I have been doing, what I would have done in that situation, if a CEO is sitting off $1 million company, time is a traded value. You have to understand that. Right now, when I start the presentation, I would be talking, sir, I am Swati here. I'm presenting this company. Now, these are the top, next slide would be, these are the top challenges which your company is doing right now. You are actually dealing with this company, but still you're not able to solve this problem. How do I come into picture? I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points with you. That will give you this much of revenue. That will save this much of your revenue. That will increase the sales percentage. That will increase the efficiency of operation by this percentage. And this is all about the presentation. This is exactly going to help you. So you have to talk in terms of other person's interest, that the CEO is listening to you, which means he have to understand what is the revenue increment, what is the operation that I'm going to save at, what is the cost of the money that I have saved at. You have to talk in their terms, in the percentage wise. And after you do all of this, sir, last 5 minutes, let me talk about the credibility of my company, because this credibility will help you to take an understanding why you should be working with me. And then you go, that, this is my company, headquarter, ye, wo, dhamka, tinka, whatever you want to say.
Okay. Understood.
Getting that? So always remember what's in for you. Just imagine if you go to Chroma and the person says, oh, I'm a salesperson. This is a sales. I'm a salesperson of this month. I have sold 15 TVs. But what will I do if you have sold 15 TVs? I am also here to buy a TV. You tell me what's in there for me. Are you getting what am I trying to say you?
Yeah.
Simple as that. So talk in their interest. Tell stories, benefit, tell benefit. Don't talk features. People talk features. Oh, we are into machineries. We have the best of this thing. We have used AI technology. We have used ML. We have used data interpretation. What will I do of that? Good for you. But if you have AI technology, what it will do, it will solve my problem in the quickest of the thing. That's my benefit. Are you getting? So talk benefit. You typically ask this question in Hindi. मेरा क्या फायदा है? Simple as that. जब आप ये पूछते हो कि मेरा क्या फायदा है, तो आप यही चीज explain भी करोगे ना जब आप बेच रहे हो. उसका क्या फायदा है? So talk as a benefit. Talk about other companies who got benefited about it. Show a demo if you have a product, because the more you visualize, make it visualize, the more people buy it. Share very specific case study based on their clientele thing.
Yep.
Okay. That's the power of presentation. And always remember that you have to take a break to check in that, do you have a question for me? Am I going on the right track? Because sometimes, you know, we think that we are going on the right track, but the people don't think the same way. So I'm checking to you all people, am I going on the right track, or are you people not interested in listening to me?
No, this is what we exactly want to know.
But only one person said. Rest everybody is just giving me a thumbs up. Nobody's opening the camera and saying me at least yes.
It's good, Swati.
Thanks, Vaishali. I at least deserve this when there is no AC. Trust me, it's super hot here. All right. So let's go to the next one. What is that I have written? Okay, exactly. Talk about the credibility of your company, who, what, when, where, and how about your company. They should be always at the end. So I have not introduced much about myself. In fact, I'll take last 5 minutes to talk about myself, what I do exactly. Because if I start talking about myself at the initial, you'll get bored. So I'll take that space of 5 minutes to talk about me. Now I have earned that credibility to talk about me. Okay. Now, handling objection. I'll tell you frankly, it's my personal experience. People say that objection comes after you give the presentation, okay? But according to me, in my sales experience, objection comes right from the first step only. The more crisply and the more precisely you handle the objection, the less the objection at the end would be. So basically, then you don't handle the objection, you just negotiate the pricing. Okay, so when somebody says, okay, I'll tell you one trick that I used to do. When somebody used to say to me, no, but this is something that is not going to work out with me. Many a times I have listened this zillions of times. Okay, then what happens is, typically people try to answer that question. Oh, why do you think it is not going to work out for you? Okay, that's typical answer. Do you answer the same way? When somebody says you're not going to work out with me, you say, but why? Do you have some, I can explain you why it is going to work out with you. Correct? This is what people do in the market. Now I'll tell you, just tweak a position. When somebody says, oh, this is not going to work out with you, keep quiet and say, I understand. Do you have any other objection apart from this? Let them come with the second, third, fourth objection. Because what happens is, when you explain the first objection, the second they will say, oh, no, I understand this, but this is the second one that has come in my mind now. Now you're solving the second one. Now the moment you solve the second one, he'll come with the third one. Because he's giving you 100 reasons of not buying, and you're giving him 100 reasons of buying. So why do we have that conversation? And trust me, these kind of conversation always get into conflicts. Because at the end of the day, you are also human. You lose your patience.
Yeah.
So what you need to do practically is that next time when somebody object you, Ask them a question. I understand you have this objection. Do you have only this objection or you have more objection? Let me first hear out all the objections that you have. Even if they have 50 objections, understand all the 50. It's a hyperbola statement. Nobody has 50, but I'm telling you this way. Okay? Listen to every objection, write down every objection, and then answer one by one your first objection. So this is what you're saying. I understand this is what exactly is your problem. Let me solve this by answering you. This is how the value is going to get added by my product or services. Coming to your second objection, this is the objection that you had, which I have interpreted as this. Now, the answer to this is how we are going to solve it. Coming to your third. Now, once you solve all their 4 objections, now either they run or they deal. Now, they don't argue with you because you have very systematically, process-drivenly taken care of their objection without the conflict. Because majority of the conflicts happen here in the sales. So listen, understand, respond, and then confirm. I have given you a very basic way of handling an objection. Ask them. It's only one or you have more objection, and then answer the question. Don't start just giving the justification. Most of the time, that deal doesn't happen. I'll give you a second tip of objection handling. If somebody asks you, oh, this is not going to work out, rather than giving a justification, you tell them, why do you think it is not going to work out? Question it. Once you get into the question marking, they themselves will give an answer which either is answer or whether it's an objection answer, and then say you are only answering yourself. So why do you need to even justify that? But remember, in all of these, your tone, your way of speaking, your communication has to be so subtle and smart that they should not feel offended about it. Otherwise, this bounce back very badly. Are you getting what am I trying to say? Hello? Okay. Thanks, Neha. So basically, this is a 2-way of handling objection. Listen, understand, respond, and confirm is a framework. But I have given you 2 strategies. First strategy is ask all the objection at once and then start answering the question. The second one of objection handling is the question by objection itself. So question, oh, it is pricey. Why do you think it is pricey? They themselves will tell you why it is pricey, because it is adding this kind of value. So you yourself is giving an answer. So why do you need an explanation from them? Always remember that when a customer says, I need this, they will buy it. When you say that you need this, they will never buy.
Yeah.
So let the question in such a way that they say, oh, I need this. This is a very strong, powerful framework of sales. When a customer says, I need it, they will buy. When you say, oh, you need it, they will never buy.
How should we make customers say that I will need it? I need
By
it.
asking questions. Art of probing.
Can you give me like one example? What kind of questions?
Okay. So what kind of questions? Which industry are you in? What do you sell? Okay. What do you sell?
We were selling the partners add-ons.
Add-ons.
Yeah, kind of add-ons. Like, how should I explain it? Chrome extensions, we were trying to get more partners to do that. So people were not interested to invest time and money to come on to Edge add-on store. Microsoft
People
Edge
will not
add-on store.
ready to invest into time and
money to get onto the extension store, Chrome extensions.
Okay, fair. Now I'll ask you one question simply. So money could be the problem. Time is never a problem. This is something that they have given you a lame excuse. Okay. Now ask this a question. See, I understand there is a challenge with the money with you right now at this point of life. Let this keep that aside. Now my extension is going to be here and it is going this. It has 3 things that can help you with. 1, 2, 3. Now, do you really think that this is not going to save your time? Second, do you really think, that this is going to help you in any way? Do you think that this can bring an efficiency to your people in your company? Does that bring value to your company which saves even 20% of your time? Now, when you start asking this question, they start answering, thinking about it. Oh, if suppose I get an extension and if that saves my time by 5% and that increases the efficiency of my 2 people by 7%, is it not going to give me a percentage which is going to give me a growth at the end result?
So are you saying instead of me telling them that, you know what, my extension is going to reduce your time by, say, it's some 10%, instead, you want me to ask them, don't you think that that 10%, my extension can reduce the time by 10%?
You can ask the way you want. So it has to be deal with different kind of people with different. So if you are with me, if you ask me this question, for example, don't you think that is going to help you with that? So I will say you, I know this is that I'm going to save my time. What's next? So for me, a personality like me, you have to ask a question. Are you looking for any kind of time, 10% of, time efficiency for yourself? Now, when you ask this question to me, I will say, yes, of course, I'm looking at it. Now I'm open to hear what you have to say. So you have to tweak the statements of the question depending on the buyer's personality. So if you challenge a question to a personality like me who is aggressive by nature, of course, my answer would be aggressive. So you have to be submissive or you have to be passive question when you ask a personality like me, and the question keeps on changing. So ultimately, what you're doing objective is to take it from my mouth. Yes, I want that. But questions can be tweaked based on the personality who is sitting in front of you. You have to always remember that. So you can't have a standardization of the question. You can have what is that you want to derive out of it. Are you getting what am I trying to say? So every personality is different. Me, if you challenge my capabilities on efficiency, I'll say no, right across. But if you say me, do you want this? Then I might say yes. Are you there?
Got
Hello?
it.
Yes.
Swati.
So remember, the objective remains standard, not the question. That the way the framing of the question is done is based on the personality who is sitting in front of you. So you have aggressive personality, you have assertive personality, you have passive personality, you have passive aggressive personality. So based on that, you have to tweak the way you question. But the objective of the question remains the same.
Got it.
Got it? All right. So that's the thing. The last one on the slide at this point of time, I'll be quick now because I just realized it's 4 already. Close the sale. Most of the time, you have to ask for the close. People don't give you a close of the sales. They will keep on making you rotate X, Y, Z, 10. Come tomorrow, come day after, come this, come that, X, Y, Z. Ask for the sales. Let's close it. Sending to the cost, which means tell them if the problem is the money, let's talk about it. Prepare to negotiate. You need to prepare to negotiate. Trust me. People just go in the negotiation without preparation. They don't know what is their objection, what is their stuck point, where are they stuck, what is that you're going to solve, what is that you're going to speak, and they just go and just screw up. And you lose the battle. And then you say, oh, the sales, I played so much on this person and he has not given me a deal. He has given a deal to some other person because you have not done the preparation. As simple as that. Use the right closing deals. It's very important. Follow up with your prospect. Now, these closing deals and, follow up, all this stuff we are going to cover in the next sessions, that is coming sessions, coming week. And trust me, there are amazing closing techniques that you can do. Always remember, you always ask for the sale. People don't give you sales. Okay? Any questions still here?
No,
Are you
so
people getting?
Yeah, I'm still like, sorry, understood, but I still am stuck with like how to get that first meeting. It's very crucial.
You have to tell me exactly, Ikshita, what exactly the product are you dealing in? Who are your early customer profile? What is the challenge that you're facing? Then only I can solve your problem. I am sure I can solve that problem, but you have to give me details. If I've already given you some basic answers, which is not solving your problem, right? Which means that I need to know a little more about you. So send me your number. I can give you hi on the WhatsApp. All right. Anybody else who have any questions before we get in the second part of it? Okay. So there are types of selling, okay? There's a transactional selling, consultative selling, solution selling, spin selling, inbound selling, and outbound selling. Have you heard of these kind of words?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of all the
Yes.
terms.
What is transactional selling?
Yeah.
What is transactional selling?
It's like selling of a toothpaste. You just sell the product, take the money. You
Correct.
only do the transaction. Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't build a relationship, you just go buy a product and just move out of that. Correct?
Yes.
Consultative selling is where the people require some kind of suggestions that you should buy what, how it is going to be useful. So a toothpaste is a transactional selling, but a fridge is a consultative selling. A AC is a consultative selling. A TV is a consultative selling.
IT is consultative selling.
IT is a consultative selling. Real estate is a consultative selling. Manufacturing is a consultative selling. Okay. Now, solution selling is people give a solution which is very specifically towards the IT and SaaS companies. Spin selling is one of the selling which actually sells only in the questions. Do you know spin? How does a spin works? It's a very powerful way of selling. There are 16. Okay. How many types of sellings are there? I actually answered it, but still.
16, you said.
Yes. So there are 16 types of selling: spin selling, inbound, outbound, solution, transactional, consultative, challengers, and I don't remember most of them. Frankly, there are 16 types of selling and everything are used everywhere. Okay. So that's the thing. All right. Inbound is basically when somebody reaches out to you. Now, how do you do that? You basically go and tell in the marketing, this is how I do that. So everybody's on Instagram.
Yes.
How many people are not there on Instagram? Neha, you're not there on Instagram?
No.
Good life. So now I'll tell you, have you heard about something called as Bliss Club? Have you heard something called as Bliss Club?
Yes.
Okay. Have somebody heard about Zimbabwe?
What?
Zimbabwe?
Yes, Zimbabwe Bliss Club. Heard about
Everybody
them.
has heard about it. Now just imagine what kind of content they have created on the Instagram. What they have done very beautifully, they are saying that in this pants which we have made, especially for the apple pear shape, what we Indian figures have. The problem with actually the jeans that we had was that it was very stretchy inside the legs, right? And we were not very comfortable by the end of the day because we do not have a habit of wearing much of the jeans. Many people do not have. And they actually started creating that we are solving your problem because we are giving you something which is very comfortable, your shapewear, very cotton and very nicely knitted. And that's the reason why Bliss Club became a unicorn within 5 to 7 years of their career. Inbound selling is you create a marketing in such a way that people tell you, okay, I want this. Zimbabwe, how they have beautifully created, we shape your inner wear. Because the major problem that people have is on the upper part of their body. Are you getting that? So these are kind of very strong inbound. So you give a communication in such a way that you have a problem and we are solving it. Now everything is saying that everything is becoming adulterated. So everybody wants to become organic. This is inbound selling. Okay. That's inbound. Outbound is basically when you reach out to people by cold calls, email marketing, by sending them a message, by knocking their doors, everything. When you go to market and say, oh, I am this person and I want your time and this is what I'm having a solution as, let's talk. That's an outbound. So these are different type of selling. Okay. Now I'll tell you, B2B and B2C are not type of selling. People just get conceptually wrong. People say, oh,
Sorry, I'm disturbing you. The spin selling, no, that you were talking about. I want more clarity on what is spin selling.
Okay. So spin is standing as a solution. No, sorry. Situation, problem, I stands for interaction and N stands for, 1 second, I just lost the word.
Need payoff. Need payoff.
Need analysis, correct. Need. So what is happening is this happened typically with IT company, okay? So what happens, I'll tell you with IT company is that people create a situation in such a way that you are into a situation and we are trying to solve that situation. So you are into situation. What is the problem that you're having at this point of time? What is the cause that you're suffering? What is the company that you're suffering with? What is that it is going to stuck you in the future? What is the revenue that you're not holding on to this because of your problem? What is that you're not moving to the next step? So you understand all the problems there. Then you create an interaction with them. I forgot the word I. And then based on situation, problem,
I is implication.
I'm sorry?
I is implication.
Sorry, implication. I'm so sorry. I is an implication. Then you understand the implication of your solutions to them. And all of this combination, you tell them this is your need. You create that need.
Okay, so they are not aware of the need. We make them understand their need.
Yes. In spin selling, you generate the need because you understood from an outer perspective, it's a problem. But they see, typically spin is used when people think there is no need, but you understand there is a need.
Okay, got it.
Cloud is
Got it.
the best example for that. People were using servers and they were comfortable with that. But cloud is something that happened in the past 10 years, and they created need for that.
Correct. So cloud is a need, correct. They created the need. Now people are habituated towards that need. AI is a need.
AI is a need now.
I frankly, I tell you, I cannot live without ChatGPT or different AI like Loom or many other things that I work on PPT, AI, PPT and all that. My whole half of the things are this only. I can't do because now it's a need for me.
Maybe you should also take a session on AI.
No, I'm not that pro with AI. So I use it for myself. I don't know how to explain it. Essay, I can tell you many things, but I cannot take a full-fledged session because I'm not that pro, but I know how to use it very well.
But at least we'll get a summary, no, Swati? You should at least bring one slide in whatever you're teaching us.
Sure, I'll do it right now after this session if I have the time. Okay. Okay. So anything else that can I do? Can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Now, this is the second thing. People think that B2B is a selling, okay, type of selling. Trust me. This is how many people think that it's a B2B selling? It's a type of selling. Many people. B2B is not a type of selling. B2B is a audience segment. Now, you would go to any salesperson and tell them what is B2B. There's a type of selling. Just imagine a person having 15 years of experience and telling it's a type of selling. Trust me, what kind of selling? What fundamentally right he is? I have serious questions here. It's an audience segment. Then I'll be doing business to business or business to customer. It is not a type of selling. Simple as that. Simple things. B2B is a business to business. It's a long cycle. It's a high value. It's always at the organization level. Believe me, there are different decision maker. Minimum are 3 decision makers. Now, when I say 3 decision maker, when I say 3 parameters to it, one would be decision maker who signs the check for you. One is an influencer who actually convinces or influences the decision of the decision maker. And one is a supporter. Okay. Now, supporter is exactly one person who supports the influence. I'll give you an example. Say, for example, you are into a company, okay, B2B company, you are into marketing, and there is an IT company who is approaching you and saying you, with my CRM tool, you can actually help your clients to grow faster. Now, as a CEO of my company, I am the one person who is going to sign a check for you. But there would be a marketing head who will say, oh, we need this CRM because it is going to help my team of 3 people to, quickly do the job. And there could be a salesperson who actually says and tell the marketing head, you know, we really need that marketing CRM tool because it is going to help me to understand the data interpretation. So we genuinely need. Now the sales head, the marketing head, and the CEO of the company is basically a combination of three people, which are the stakeholders. But sales head is a supporter, marketing head is an influencer, and I'm the person who's going to sign the check with you. So now every 3 person of us has to be aligned with each other. Okay, now I'll tell you something very fundamental here, which people miss on that. So now, as I told you that you have to reach to every 3 people because everybody 3 is a decision maker. So when I go to a supporter, which is a sales head, okay, now I'm going to tell him, okay, how this particular CRM is going to help you to understand the data. How can you bring the more leads? How can you have a more conversions? How can you get more incentive for yourself? Because he's thinking from his perspective only, because he's a supporter. Now, when you go to an influencer, you have to understand that influencer is the one person who will always think, if I bring this to the table of a company, and if suppose companies grow, then what is my credibility? So you have to think from his perspective and start thinking, you know what, if you actually bring this, this is going to save the time, this is going to give you this revenue, this is going to give you the credibility, this is going to bring the whole gain in under one roof. This can actually bring you in the top 50 companies of India. This is how the credibility, and you would be the one-man show who have done that. Now you have to talk in his interest. And when you go to the CEO of the company, you have to only talk कि मुझे इस CRM से कैसे फायदा होगा in the terms of revenue. Because when a decision maker talks, he says मेरा फायदा पैसों में कैसे होता है. सबसे पहला सवाल किसी भी डिसीजन मेकर का ये होता है कि पैसा बताओ. कोई भी डिसीजन मेकर हो. Now I'll give you an example which correlates with that. Suppose you all are married, I assume that. Example, you go with your husbands to buy something. You are seeing all the features and the benefits of it, and you go to your husband and say, I want to buy this. He says, कितना पैसा है वो बता. Yeah, father, what is the money? Because he's a decision maker. He's going to give you a check or a paisa. Are you getting the correlation of it? All right. B2B, B2C is basically business to customer. It's a low value deal. Most of the cases, short sales cycle होते हैं, individual level पर होते हैं, 1 or 2 stakeholders होते हैं. Not much to take care of. Top 10 reason why salespeople fail. This is something which I don't want to miss. I'll be quick with this because we don't have time. They don't know how. आपको सेल करना ही नहीं आता है और आपको लगता है कि आप सेल करना जानते हो. You know how to, you think that you know how to sell, but you genuinely don't know how to sell. That's the first mistake. They keep waiting and hoping. They keep waiting कि customer आएगा and they will give us a deal. Let the people come and we'll convert the deal. So if you are waiting for the customer to come and pitch you and ask you something, then you are not a salesperson. You have to always go behind the customer and ask the people to give you the deal. Most of the salespeople keep on waiting, always waiting. I told him to give the reference to him. He's not even called me back. But you never called him back and asked, sir, I asked you for the reference. What happened with the reference? They're waiting and hoping. Simple example. Now I go to Ishpita and say, sir, madam, can you give me actually 2 references? You have been so happy with me. But Ishpita says, okay, I'll give you tomorrow. Now it has been 5 days. She has not called me up. And as a salesperson, I have not called Ishpita because I feel that I'll upset her. Because I'm waiting and hoping. They don't have the right talking points. Now, what does that mean is that you don't know how to talk to whom, how to talk to a decision maker, how to talk to an influencer, how to talk to a supporter. What brings them the value is something that you need to talk about. It's not about your product or service, what they will get out of it. So when you talk to a supporter, it's about how it is going to benefit to grow, because supporter always want to grow. When you talk to an influencer, it's always about his credibility in the company. And when it's come to decision maker, it's always a revenue of the company. You don't have the right talking points only. Then how would you talk? Now you go to CEO and say, oh, this is my product. This is going to help you. This is what. ठीक है, अभी मैं क्या करूँ? 4 लोगों ने और बताया तुम्हारे बारे में. I'll think and get back to you. Are you getting what am I trying to say?
Yes.
They have problem or challenges targeting and prospective. They don't know how to prospect. They don't have an eye to prospect. They always think, okay, this is the person that we should try. They don't have an eye. I'll tell you a simple example that has happened with me. Recently, I was in Gurgaon for a project. So I was traveling back. Okay. So I was in that, bus where you go from that airport to aircraft. Now that bus, do you know that bus? I'm sure you're understanding that what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That bus. So I was actually standing in that bus. Unfortunately, in Delhi, when you go from the airport to the aircraft, the bus duration is for 15 minutes. Okay, the airport is very big, of course. So what happened was, just behind me, there was a guy actually, and he was talking to one of his friend where he was giving a challenge that, you know what, I want to increase the revenue for this year, but my person who has been hired is not actually helping me grow the sales. So he was just talking about all that stuff for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. After 15 minutes, when he hung up the call and we were just getting out of that bus, I had my visiting card in my pocket. I just told him, hi, my name is Swati Gupta and I'm a sales coach. I understand you have an IT company, because in that 15 minutes of conversation, I understood that he has an IT company which is into recruitment. And I told him, I understand there is a problem with the sales mindset. I can really help you with. Let's meet. Next day, 11 o'clock, we came to Bangalore that point of time at 3 o'clock on that day. Next day at 12 o'clock, I had a meeting with him in Taj Hotel. And now he's one of my clients, prospecting. The prospecting can happen anywhere. You just need to be open with your eyes and ears. They waste their time. The moment the deal is happened, people waste a lot of time in operations. Your job is to not get into operation. Your job is to get a new prospect. Now, this is very, very harsh truth. A lot of people think that they are made for sales, but they are not made for sales. Sales is an art. Either you learn it or you leave it. And learning is not difficult. Sales, you need to learn. Trust me, keep your head down for 4 months and just understand. After 4 months, you'll be different you. You have a mindset challenge. Simple example is that market kitna tough hai. So much of competition. यार मेरे लोग convert ही नहीं हो रहे हैं. लोग मेरे से बात करना पसंद ही नहीं कर रहे हैं. Typical mindset challenges. If you are got into sales, start understanding that you are here to serve somebody. The moment you have a change of mindset shift, you start talking to people in that reference. Because you have a mindset that you're selling, that's the reason you're not selling. You actually don't know sales process. So when I say you, it's not you, it's majority of the people. It was also a part of me also. And there are many times when I'm also getting stuck. So I go to my coach and say, I'm stuck here, help me out. I'll tell you one thing, which I want to tell you apart from sales. Getting stuck is not a problem. Are you understanding what am I saying? Getting stuck in your life is not a problem. Remaining stuck is a crime. Always remember this thing. If you change this mindset, your half of the problem is gone. And how would you get an answer of remaining stuck is, you need to knock somebody's door and say, I'm stuck, help me out. So remember, everybody at every point of time will get stuck, but remaining stuck is a challenge. Is a crime. For me, it's a crime. Don't get stuck. They don't owe a sales process. Now, when I say they don't owe a sales process, is that they don't follow the sales process. They keep on jumping. अच्छा हमने repo building कर लिया, हमने trust कर दिया, आप solution present कर लो. ऐसा नहीं होता है. You have to follow the process. And the last one, they have stopped learning. Sales is a deep ocean. Hi, I'm so sorry. By mistake, actually, I closed it. So that's about the sales for today. I am sure, Rupa. Thanks so much. I'll be quick now. Thanks. Just give me last 5 minutes for everybody. Okay, let's start with Ananta Rupa. Rupa, just 1 second. What are you learning for the day? Quickly, and then leave. I did have a recap. All right. Thanks, Rupa. All right. Everybody, you have to firstly have completed the session for a day. I hope, do you have any questions?
I do have questions, but I'll connect with you one-on-one. I think it's better.
Sure.
I've shared my
Sure.
number
Thank you so much.
in the message.
I'll just copy that little later. Write that number again because it has gone now for me. All right. Tell me quickly your learnings. Thank you. All the question answered then and there. Okay. Thanks, Jaya. Tell me your learning quickly, girls. It's very important to.
I think for me, I also learned about there's so many types because I'm very new to this domain. So for me, I still have to learn a lot. What different kind of sales are there? I'm not aware of the 16 type of sales. I've hardly heard like 3-4 terms: inbound, outbound.
Fair. Okay.
I learned about the video messaging that you spoke, that it is in these days. I wasn't aware about that.
Okay. So you're also a sales trainer, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Anybody else?
Can you just tell about the video messages that you spoke about? Like when you go, you talk to someone, you find a prospect, you send them a video message immediately, or how does it work? Or you do the first meeting and then send the video message?
No. So what happens is when I get into the initial meeting and when there is a conversation more than 15 minutes where the trust and the rapport has already built, where I can send them a video, which gives me an authority to send them a video, I immediately send a video.
No, but will that video explain? It will be explaining the introduction of what you want to attain, or is it just a generic introduction of yourself?
No, not an introduction of yourself. It's just a thank you message. Hi, Vaishali. My name is Nisha. Thank you for connecting. Look forward to long-term collaboration. I simply send this.
Okay, that's really great. This is very interesting, actually.
And nothing else was interesting in the whole session?
No. Everything was there. Means we are aware of certain things because we were into sales. So certain things that attracts right now, like the spin selling concept, I wasn't very clear. I mean, I had not learned about it earlier. So for me, this was new, and this video, obviously, it's a new concept. Now, what more, what I look forward to is like you saying like about AI, some of the tools that you use for your selling purpose. That would be very interesting because that's again something I'm not updated on.
Sure. So I'll just be quick. If in case you're waiting for 5 more minutes, I can help you with just a ChatGPT right now, or maybe I can do that on tomorrow also. All right, Vaishali.
Maybe we can do it tomorrow. You can also be.
I already spoke.
I'm sorry, then I missed out. Can you just repeat yourself? I'm so sorry for that.
I spoke about the video messages, which you said are trending these days. So I said I was not aware about that.
Okay, thank you so much, Vaishali. All right, any other, what are the learnings, other people? Okay, we have Manju, we have Sarada, we have Shweta, we have Vaishali spoken, we have few people. Anybody who would like to talk about it? How was the session?
For me, definitely the session was great. And as I will agree with Vaishali's point, that the spin selling and the video was something new that I identified. I was not even thought about it, that like sending a quick thank you video will definitely going to make a great changes. And soon I will be using it on my day-to-day official work for sure.
Sure. All right, so we finish up here. See you tomorrow at the same time, 2:30. Tomorrow we would be talking about target market, target audience, ICP, buyer risk persona. Along with that, whatever comes my way as a kind of learning that I can help you with, I'll be helping you with that. Anybody needs a special assistant from me in helping, I am ready to help. There are two ways to connect with me on the LinkedIn in case, and of course, I'll share my number to you in case you want to get connected on the WhatsApp with me. I typically answer immediately. नहीं कर पाती हूँ, तो I reply within 2 to 3 hours. That's my turnaround time. So just give me 1 second. Just give me 5 more minutes. I'm there on Herky platform. Please do find me on Herky platform and reach out to me. I can answer you. And this is my LinkedIn. If you can see, my name is Swati Gupta, SWATIGUPTTA. I'm sure मेरी शक्ल थोड़ी तो याद रखने लायक है. So you can remember my face and figure me out on the LinkedIn.
Sure, Swati, we'll do it. Swati, I'm not pretty sure. I mean, this is something you're going to target or not, but I really want to learn like what and other tools will be helpful when we are doing a prospecting in terms of doing a little bit account research, marketing research, and at the same time, if anything new has come up in the market, we should be aware about it, and we are not. So I really wanted that if you can discuss about these as well. Might be in the upcoming sessions.
Yeah.
Sure.
One more thing that I wanted to add, like, database, like, see, there are ways like you just approach the companies for database and you get, but there must be some other strategies also. I mean, apart from LinkedIn and pitching those kind of profiles, what ways we can collect database which can add to our list of prospecting customers.
So when you say database, it's about lead generation, correct?
Yeah, lead generation, because at the initial point, what is more important is, as you said, to build a pipeline. So when you have to build a pipeline, then you need that kind of way of how to build that pipeline.
Sure. So I'll give you 2 ways of building the pipeline right now. So the one way is by references. References are very good, strong point of view, but there are 3 types of references. Okay. Now I'll tell you how to do that. The first reference is, okay, Nisha, I'll give you the reference of Sneha. You go and call with, talk to her and tell her that Swati has given the number. That's the first reference. Second reference is that Nisha, I give you the reference of Sneha, and I talk to Sneha and tell you Nisha would be calling you up. And the third reference is I go along with you to Sneha and tell you that, okay, this is a person whom you should be working with. So, first is very common. Don't go with the first, because that's where most of the references don't turn out to be your prospects or the customer. Go with the second at least, because that's easier way. So for that, you have to serve your client to a higher extent. That's first part of it. And then tell them, okay, you don't have to really come along with me. Just give them a call and say that Swati would be calling up.
Okay, but now suppose the domain is different. You don't have people who might be your first reference. So how do you go about bringing that first reference for yourself?
Okay. In that case, you need to get into joint venture. Now, what is joint venture? You have to understand. So I'll give you an example. Say for example, okay, let's take an example of AC. Okay. Now I am a person who is actually cleaning AC, or I have a service of AC. Okay. Now I have 1,000 clients with me, and I'm working on the ACs of their clients. Now I want to grow my business, and I do not have different references. Okay. I do not have a lead generation. Now, what I do is I understand who are the people who are the other things that is required in that particular house. So it could be a painter, it could be a person who helps with termite, it could be anybody with car cleaning, something like that. Okay. Now I reach out to this car cleaning person and says, okay, now you have 1,000 database, I have 1,000 database. Can we have a joint venture where you give me 100 first? I'll give you my 100. You go and connect with them and say, do you want my services? I'll connect with your 100, where you go and connect with your references. Now, in this cases, what happens is you get the 100 lead of database. Now you understand that this lead is going to work for you or not. This particular, the person who's going you the leads are going to work with you or not. If in case you don't go and work with it, so look for another one. Maybe you go with a termite person. So this is called as a joint venture, which works very beautifully. But I'll tell you the challenge with this is people don't like to give the leads that easily. So you have to bribe two ways. First, you have to give them your leads first, also, where you help them sitting and telling, okay, I'll convert a deal for you, and you have to gain that trust. Or second one is you have to always give a percentage of commissions for them.
Okay.
So if you do not have anything right now, and if you're not spending on ads, which is also one of the very good form of getting leads, then you have to go with the traditional way of lead generation, which is joint venture, which is actually referrals. And I'll give you some more. Let me just think over it, and I'll give you 2 or 3 more to start with.
Okay, yeah, because the basket is right now empty. So it is just like, starting from a scratch to get hold of leads.
Nisha, in that case, just send me hi on WhatsApp number and just tell me what is your product and service and what can be worked for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Swati. I'll get in touch with you on your WhatsApp.
Sure. Thank you so much and have a lovely evening. Good evening, ladies.
Same to you.
Wish you the same. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Swati. Thank you so much. We have crossed our time also. It's like a very interactive session, right?